Hello students, in this video we are going to see about the summary passage. Now as we all know, whatever the passage is going to come as for the unseen prose extract, or we can say unseen passage, on that same passage only the summary writing should be written. Okay, so here the summary passage we are going to see here. So and what are the rules and regulations, that also we are going to see in this video today related to summary passage. So here, what is a summary? A summary is a restatement of someone else's words in your own words, or also it can be said, it is a shortened passage which retains the essential information of the original. How to write a summary, or we can say precise? A precise is the gist or main theme of the passage expressed in as few words as possible. A precise should not contain more than a third of the numbers of words in the original passage. So here, whenever we are writing the passage, whenever we are writing the summary of the passage, it should be 1/3 of the passage which is been given here. If there are 100 words, the approximate word should be from nearby 30 to 35 words. Okay, if there are 200 words, the approximate word should be till 70. Such types of passage should be, summary should be written. So here some methods are there while writing the summary of the passage. So let's see. Reading. Read the passage carefully to get a general idea of its meaning. If one reading is not sufficient, read it over again. So we should read it once. If you are not able to understand it, read it again and just understand what the passage is about. Then while reading, get the subject clear first. We should understand what the subject about the passage is there. Ask yourself questions about the subject and the author. Now subject, what is the subject? What is said about the subject? What is it that I am reading? And the author, what does the author mean? What is that he wants to convey? And can I shorten what he says? So all this we have to understand from the passage itself. Then the title. Whenever we are writing the summary, that time the title is very much important. The title should be suitable for the given passage. Okay, and if you don't write the title, you all may lose half or 1 mark there. So title, you are required to supply a suitable title for your precise or the passage. This is a good stage to do it. Think of some words, phrases or short sentence that will sum up briefly the main subject of the passage. So one sentence or one word or one small phrase should be there, where the whole passage about the importance of the whole passage will be there in that title itself. Sometimes this is supplied by a key sentence. Okay, so this key sentence may be found at the beginning or at the end of the passage. So whenever we are reading the passage, the key word which is there, the key sentence which is there, it will be there in the passage at the starting or at the ending of the passage. So further reading, ensure that you have understood the details of the passage. Select the important points essential to the expression of the main theme. So we have to understand what the important points are there in the passage itself. Next one, writing. Remember, it is 1/3 of the length of the original write-up. Whatever we are writing, whatever the summary we are going to write, it should be 1/3 of the original passage here. Next one, revision. Carefully revise it. Compare it with the original to see if you have missed any relevant points. So we have to we have to read the passage again. We have to see whether we have missed any content from the passage. Again, make the necessary corrections, spellings, punctuation marks and all. See whether it reads well as a connected whole. After writing the summary, we have to read the whole summary again and see whether there are any mistakes or whether all the points from the passage have been covered there in the summary writing. Do not forget to provide a suitable title. There should be a suitable title for the passage. If you don't write, you are going to lose 1 mark there. So points to remember: read with. So who, what, when, where, why and how. So we have to see for what reason, so how, why, each and every question we have to see about the passage. And what we should not do, see, do not write the original phrase. So whatever the content is, we should not copy it as it is. What most of the students do, they try to copy the content as it is. Okay, they think that if we copy it as it is, no one will understand. But it's not like that. The one who's going to check your paper, if they understand, if they see it, such type of content, you always lose your marks there. So use your own words. Do not put in your own opinions of the issue or topic. So do not add your own words and all. Do not add your own opinions. Whatever there is in the passage, from that only you have to write in your own words there. Do not give your own opinions. Okay, keep it short. So do not make the sentence lengthy. Do not add your own words. So whatever the passage, you have to write it in your own words in a short form. Okay, it must be complete, self-contained, and a connected whole. Okay, so here the whole passage should be written in a short, and the whole content from the passage should be written in a short matter. Next one, indirect speech. Now here, as the passage is been already finished, we have to write the whole passage in a whole summary in an indirect speech. As a rule, a precise or the passage summary should be written in indirect speech. While changing the dialogues into indirect speech, we should follow all the required rules. So condensing, we must omit repetition, illustration or examples. Whatever the examples are given in the passage and all, that is not required in the summary writing. So we should try to omit them. Compress lengthy sentences with the sentences which are big enough. So if we try to write the sentence in a brief one or a bigger one, the passage, the summary will be bigger. That's why the bigger or the lengthy sentences should be made short. Alter phrases to verse. If there are more phrases, they can be changed into words and all, small words and all. Use category words instead of a list of words. For example, here we can use furniture instead of writing chair, sofa and table. So the use category words should be written here. Okay, some example of the compressed words. So compressed words are there. Over the last 10 years, we can write past. Continues to provide, present. This move could lead to future. There came to be recollection, he remembered. Such types of words should be written. Next one, he showed exemplary courage and fought like a lion in the battle. So here it can be written as he was very brave in the battle. Science, as we have seen, has given us power fit for the God. It can be written as science has given us superhuman power. So whatever the bigger sentences are there, it should be written in a short while writing the summary. So let's see the example here. These are the rules and regulations we have seen now. Now henceforward we are going to see the examples of summary writing. So let's see the first one. Summarize the following article about vitamin A in not more than 120 words. Okay, so here such type of example, just we are seeing the example here. Vitamin A is found only in yellow animal fats, in egg yolk, milk and cheese. It is particularly plentiful in fish liver oils. Hence, fish liver oils are usually for preventing and curing illness caused by lack of vitamin A. In a well-fed, healthy human being, the liver can store up sufficient vitamin A to meet the body's requirement for 6 months. Although vitamin A itself is not present in plants, many plants produce a substance called keratin formed from leaf green, which our bodies can convert into vitamin A. Keratin is the yellowish red coloring matter in carrots. A greener a leaf is, the more keratin is usually contained. Hence, the importance of green leafy vegetables in a diet as a source of keratin. Tomatoes, papayas, mangoes and bananas contain more keratin than most other fruits. Red palm oil contains so much keratin that it used instead of cod liver oil. Thus, it is very valuable both as a food fat and for deep frying. Vitamin A and keratin are insoluble in water and they are not destroyed by heat unless oxygen is present. Boiling in water therefore does not destroy much vitamin A or keratin. Vitamin A encourages healthy growth and physical fitness. Young animals soon stop growing and die if vitamin A is not present in their diet. This vitamin keeps the moist surfaces lining the digestive canal, the lungs and air passages healthy. It also helps keeping the ducts of the various glands, the tissues that lines the eyelids and covers the front of the eyeballs functionally. And vitamin A helps these tissues build up resistance to infection. It is often called the anti-infective vitamin. Some of the most common disorders in people are caused by a shortage of vitamin A. When the moist tissue becomes dry and rough, this often causes serious eye diseases followed by infection of the air passage. The skin may also become flaky and rough. Another defect caused by shortage of vitamin A is night blindness. When the affected person has distinct vision only in bright light. As the body cannot produce vitamin A, it has to come from external source. Thus, a well-balanced diet is required and is usually sufficient to provide the necessary amount. There is therefore no need to supplement the need in the form of pills. This is the passage here, and here the summary of the whole passage, it is written here in short. Okay, so here whatever the passage is there is big enough, so here from here so big enough, and the summary of the passage here is written in short, in short and in the verse, where the whole content of the passage will be covered in this short content here, and the title is given there properly. Now the title, benefits of vitamin A. So here in the title itself we are able to understand what will be there in the passage, what will be there in the summary, and what is there in the passage. So let's see. Vitamin A is found only in certain food substances. It is also abundant in fish liver oils. Our liver is able to store some vitamin A to meet our requirements. Keratin is a substance which our bodies can convert into vitamin A. It is found in green leafy vegetables, carrots and some fruits. Vitamin A is not easily destroyed by heat. It is essential for healthy growth and physical fitness. It also helps keep the eyes from infection. A lack of vitamin A could lead to eye diseases and skin disorders. Thus, a well-balanced diet is needed to ensure that the body receives the necessary supply of vitamin. It is not necessary to take external supplements. Okay, so here it is written here, the whole passage here it is written here in 116 words. Okay, so approximately how much it has been asked here, we have written here in that many words with the proper title here. So let's move to the next example about the summary writing. Summarize the lesson one can learn from a dog in not more than 120 words. So here also the passage is given and we have to write the summary of this passage. There are so many lessons one can learn about life from a dog. Imagine this scenario. It is raining heavily outside and you need to leave for someone's house. The dog is up and eager to go with you. You tell it to stay home as you leave. You see it sneezing out through the gap in the doorway. You scold it and order it back home. Then, at every turn you make, you suddenly see it following you sheepishly at a distance. It follows at the risk of being reprimanded for the sole reason of being somewhere nearby. How easy can we experience such a selfish instinct of love and faithfulness? We can learn a lifelong lesson from this scenery, warm display of perpetual companionship. Observe the eating habit of your dog. It does not eat except when hungry. It does not drink unless it is thirsty. It does not gorge itself. It stops eating when it has had enough. A dog also sets a perfect example of adaptability. If it is moved to a strange place, it is able to adapt itself to that place and to its thousand perpetuities without a murmur of complaint. It is able to learn and adapt to a new family's ways and customs. It is quick and ready to please. Man, being accustomed to comfort and wealth, will be lost if suddenly stripped of all he is accustomed to. This is the passage here. A dog also teaches us a thing or two about unselfish love. When a dog knows death is approaching, it tries with its last vestige of strength to crawl away elsewhere to dry in order to burden its owner no more. A dog does things with all vigor. However, when there is nothing to do, it lies down and rests. It does not waste its strength and energy needlessly. Many working people are burning the candles at both ends. Many suffer various breakdowns due to stress. Perhaps they should learn to rest like a dog does. A dog above all is truly man's best friend. This is the passage here. Let's see the summary of the given passage. Man's faithful friend. So here the title which is there, in that title itself we are able to understand what there is there in the passage. Dogs can teach us many lessons of life. It can teach us acts of love and faithfulness by endangering itself just to accompany you. We can also learn from its eating habits. It will never overindulge and knows which food to avoid. Dogs are also able to adapt to their surrounding quickly without complaining, as compared to men who complains at the slightest change. Dogs are unselfish, choosing not to burden his loved ones but to go away and die when the time comes. They know when to work. They do not waste their efforts unnecessarily like some of us do at work. Thus, dogs can set us great example through their day-to-day living. Okay, This is the summary of the given passage. The passage is big enough, but the summary, it is written in short, and each and every content from the passage, it's been covered here in this short summary here. Let's see the next example. Summarize this article about man and his destructions for the wildlife habits in not more than 120 words. The passage here: man is forever changing the face of nature. He has been doing so since he first appeared on the earth. Yet all that man had done is not always to the ultimate advantage of the earth or himself. Man has in fact destroyed more than necessary. In his struggle to live and extract the most out of life, man has destroyed many species of wildlife, directly by sheer physical destruction and indirectly by the destruction or alteration of habitats. Some species may be able to withstand disruption to their habitat, while others may not be able to cope. Take the simple act of farming. When a farmer tills a rough ground, he makes it unsuitable for the several to certain species. Even change in land can bring about a change in the type of plant and animals found on that land. When man builds a new town, this means the total destruction of vast areas of farmlands or woodland. Here you have the complete destruction of entire habitats, and it is inevitable. It follows, therefore, that every form of human activity unavoidably upset or changes the wildlife complex of the area. Man has destroyed many forms of wildlife for no responsible purpose. They have only made many great blunders in land use, habitats destructions, and the extermination of many forms of wildlife. Man's attitude towards animals depends on the degree to which his own survival is affected. He sets aside protection for animals that he hunts for sports and wages a war on any other creature that may pose a danger or inconvenience to him. This creates many problems, and man has made irreversible, serious errors in his destructions of predators. He has destroyed animals and birds which are useful to farmers as per controllers. The tragedy that emerges is that all the killing of predators did not in any way increase the number of game birds. Therefore, there is a need for the implementation of checks and balances. The continued of existence of these animals depends entirely on man and his attitude towards his own future. This is the passage here, and the summary of this passage here, it is written here in short. So your title: Man, Killer of Wildlife Habitat. So here the passage: man in his pursuit of development has done more harm than good. By destroying the habitat of wildlife directly or indirectly, many species of wildlife are lost forever. Certain species are able to withstand the changes to the land, while others simply vanish. Every form of human activity will affect the habitat of the wildlife. The only preservation done by man is for animals that they consider useful for them. The predators are systematically destroyed, yet this has no way increased the number of the protected animals. By intervening, man has created an imbalance in the circle. Therefore, there is a need to keep a balance between development and preservation, because man's future depends very much on this equilibrium, written in 120 verse. So this is the summary which is written about the whole passage in short, where each and every point is been covered. No any sentence is covered is written as it is in the passage. All the sentence, the whole content is written in short in your own words. So such type of summary should be written by you whenever you are writing the summary. Do not try to copy the words, do not try to copy the sentences as it is, because if you all do like that, you are going to lose your marks while writing the summary. So these are the examples and some of the rules about the summary writing we have seen here. So you all can understand now how you should write the summary. Thank you and have a nice day.